A few months ago, I got an OG Xbox and a copy of Halo Combat Evolved. I did not have an Xbox as a kid growing up, so I completely missed this era of games when I was in the early 2000s. What started out as me just wanting to experience a game I never got to as a kid became this rabbit hole where I played every Bungie Halo game. So I actually played Halo on PC back in 2003 as a kid, but something felt wrong about me just continuing my life having never played it on the original Xbox. Halo was there at my lowest points and my highest points. Basically, Master Chief has been watching over a big chunk of my life, just making sure I can get through. Like, I felt like one of his little Marines, you know? And it just felt wrong to not, respect it the right way by actually playing it on the original hardware with the original controller on an era appropriate TV. And I guess me getting that original Halo was supposed to be that closure. I'm paying respects to the Chief because there's just so many games I haven't played. I can't just keep replaying one of my favorite games, right? So I was 12 years old when the original Halo came out. I had no money, no Xbox. Halo was just something I would read about. It was like a mythological creature. By that point, I was a huge first-person shooter fan. I had loved Doom on PC, which is my first shooter, Duke Nukem 3D, and then Quake, and then Unreal. So to see Halo, for me, it was actually a game from the future. I never seen a game so fluid, so intuitive, so simple, so artistically beautiful, with that kind of story and atmosphere. 2 years later, when I was 14, I had just started high school and I was able to get Halo on PC. And this is when I really got to experience it. Yes, it wasn't the same as playing it on the Xbox a couple of years earlier like other kids, but it was something. It was better than nothing. It was still amazing. It just immediately became one of my favorite games. I would skip class to play this game. I would go home on my lunch break to play this game. It just kind of worked out at the time. I was in a new school. I didn't really know a lot of kids. I didn't have a lot of friends. But Chief was my friend. We'd be hanging out every day. So when I started replaying the OG Halo, I figured it was gonna be good. I thought it would feel a little dated. I thought it would be a nice little historical playthrough. Because, it's so old. There's been so many Halos since. But I didn't expect it to feel like I was playing it day one. It literally felt like I was 12 years old all over again. Like I've never played anything else in my life. And I was just experiencing it for the first time. It was mesmerizing. And every time I started playing this, I would just get lost in it all over again because it felt like a whole new game. I just kept redoing these iconic levels and missions. This game just flows so nicely. The pacing is excellent. The story, even though I know what's gonna happen, in my head it's like I'm experiencing it all over again.
Stay back! Stay back! You're not turning me into one of those things!
It's like when I rewatch The Matrix, I know what's gonna happen and I still clap like a seal every time it does. It's just one of those games that has that effect on me. And then at one point my brother came to visit and we started playing it and I'm like, oh, it's 2002 all over again. We're playing multiplayer, we're trying to shoot each other in the head, we're doing split screen co-op, we're trying to play it on Legendary, we're trying to kill this golden elite with the sword, we're just dying over and over again. And I think it's cool that they're remaking it because there might be a whole new generation of young people that have never played this game, never got into it, but now they can experience it at this crazy new level of fidelity. But yeah, as I'm playing the original Halo, I'm like, this is a masterpiece. How do you improve on this? Yeah, hardware-wise, Bungie was new to the original Xbox back then, so there are slowdowns at times, and it's not at its peak potential. But in terms of just vibe, story, atmosphere, characters, gameplay, music, this game is sensational. Especially that part where the game finally reveals the Flood to you. I'm pretty happy that they didn't show that part in the Campaign Evolved trailers. That's kind of what makes it leave such an impression on people, especially back then. So as I'm playing through this, I'm like, all right, I might just call it at this game. I went down memory lane. What else is there to do? Am I just gonna worship Halo my whole life? This game that came out 25 years ago. And then I found Halo 2. And I never got to play Halo 2 back in the day. Basically what happened was I was doing so badly in school, didn't feel like it was for me. I was always either playing video games or trying to figure out how to make my own video games. And I was doing so bad that in order to not get in trouble, I ended up forging my own report card. It did not work. I got busted and I lost my PC. And with that, I lost Halo. So from that point on, I basically entered the Halo Dark Ages. I was grounded for a long time and Halo 2 came out the year after that. I couldn't play that either. It was a relationship that was ended abruptly and I didn't see the Chief for years. After that, my parents were kind of like, hey, you're spending like way too much time playing games and just sitting at home on the computer. You're kind of a little weebo. You should get out there and do other stuff. And they were probably right. So I did. That's kind of like the first time in my life I stepped away from games, from computers, and I did other shit. My parents signed me up for martial arts classes, which is how I ended up getting into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then there was like a 2-year period where I just didn't play that many games in general. I remember there was a ton of hype back then about Halo 2, but I just missed all of it. Once again, I was just watching from the sidelines. This time in jail, like behind bars, figuratively, kind of wishing I could play it, wishing I could get back in. I could feel Master Chief kind of beckoning to me. He was like, come on in. Like, we need you on the beach. We need you in New Mombasa. But I couldn't, my life just did not go that way. I was a little bit too into games. It got me in trouble, and now I had no games. I heard Halo 2 is a legendary game, and I'm like, all right, I owe it to the Chief to play it. But I'm like, still, it's a game on the original Xbox, which is, quite limited hardware by today's standards. How good could it possibly be? Nobody told me it was actually more impressive than the first Halo. I mean, the first Halo was iconic. It set the bar, it introduced so many things. The second Halo actually looked better and played smoother. I'm like, holy shit, no one's ever grabbed me and just shook the shit out of me and said, hey, you need to play Halo 2. If you're a Halo fan, how come you're not playing Halo 2? What are you doing? Or you're getting a job, or you're dating, you're not playing Halo 2. And I'm just so happy I did, because just like Halo 1, every time I sit down on this couch and turn it on, I'm like, oh, holy shit, I can just keep going and going. It's obvious that the team at Bungie at the time became more familiar with the Xbox hardware because they were able to optimize the game. The models look better, the textures look better, it plays smoother. Like, there's less slowdowns during parts of the game that have a lot of action, a lot of explosions, a lot of plasma grenades. There are points where I'm playing this game and I'm like, I can't believe it's on the same console. Like, this feels like a Xbox 1.5 type game. It's not quite 360, but it doesn't feel like just regular old Xbox. I'm like, this is some kind of beautiful hybrid that they did. I am so happy I finally got to play it now at like 36. Like, this game has everything the first one has and more. Like, you get to play as the Arbiter.
What would you have your arbiter do?
You get to use a sword. You get to see more of like the Covenant story behind the scenes. I got to re-experience the Flood, and it's like, damn it, they did it again. They pulled off another masterpiece. I got to experience it. I was just grateful at that point. So by the second Halo, I'm like, all right, I had my fun. I'm like, I can't just go down this Halo rabbit hole, because if I don't stop myself, I'm just gonna keep doing this. As I thought it was done, Microsoft announced Halo Campaign Evolved. And I'm kind of like, okay, it's coming back. Again, because they've remade Halo before. They just keep baiting me with more Halo stuff. I'm actually trying to de-Halo myself. I'm trying to like say goodbye to the Chief. We're both emotional. We've both been together so long. And I'm like, what do I do? What I did was pull my Xbox 360 out of my mom's basement and played Halo 3. After the Halo Dark Ages in high school, years passed, I turned 18, and I moved out to go to college. Around this time, I got my first girlfriend, we moved in, and then I got the Xbox 360. Did I have the money for a 360? No, but that was gonna be a problem for future me. And this was really when like peak Halo lifestyle really happened. The 360 was the social console. This was like my first couple years at college, and I would just pack out my place with friends and we would play Halo 3 for hours. It was like a college kid coliseum in there. It was just nonstop violence and gunfire and screaming and beers. I don't even know how many beers, in the thousands. Halo went from being this thing in my life I did because I didn't really fit in. Now it was a thing I did with people. Like, Halo was truly a versatile game. Without Halo 3, it would have been so much harder because I still didn't have that much in common with people. We all drank beer. That was kind of the biggest thing. And we all went to school together. And Halo 3 was just the perfect game for that. It had amazing co-op. It had amazing multiplayer. Graphically and gameplay-wise, a lot of people say it was like one of their favorite Halos. It was when so many things just came together. The game was truly a work of art.
Well done, Chief.
At first, I thought I was just gonna go down memory lane for a bit, like boot it up, remember those good times. But because Halo's Halo, and it's, could be legally classified as a drug, I just kept playing. I'm shooting brutes, I'm jumping into scorpions, I'm the gunner on a warthog, pretending the NPC is my buddy driving me around and we're just killing everybody. And even though I've played this game so many times, it's the Halo I am most familiar with. Once again, it felt like I was playing it for the first time. This is just peak Halo. I keep saying peak Halo with every Halo, and Bungie just kept outdoing themselves with every release. And so with Halo 3, I'm like, okay, final Halo. Like, where are you guys going to take this after this? Where do we go from here? So I played a ton of Halo 3, and then I'm like, well, I may as well play ODST. I was 20 years old when it came out, so I was already on the Halo 3 train for a couple of years, and it was fun back in the day. It was a nice little dessert after Halo 3. It wasn't like a satisfying main course, obviously, because it was a different story, told not through the lens of Master Chief. The game still has an amazing atmosphere. Different mood, it's a little darker, it's a little more somber. There's a lot more tension because you're no longer Master Chief. You're not this Spartan. You're just some guy now. Like a really tough guy, like a little high level guy, but compared to the Chief, just some fucking guy. I mean, you can see your fingers in the game. They didn't even bother giving you gloves. Like you could just get shot in the finger and that's kind of it for you. And so I popped this game in thinking, let me just play around for a bit. You know, it's not a mainline Halo game. I'm just gonna mess around, walk around, shoot a couple people. Same thing. I just started playing a bit. I just kept going and going. And I'm like, damn, all the Bungie games are fun. Maybe I do have Halo fever again. Maybe it never left. Maybe it was just dormant. And through seeing Microsoft try to like keep it alive and bring it back, it's like activating my Halo DNA that's been a part of me since I was 12. And I feel like a lot of people my age maybe feel a similar way because Halo was just there for them when they were going through some tough in their life. And that's how I just kept getting sucked into this game over and over. After that, I was like, well, I played ODST. I may as well play Halo Reach. This was the final Bungie Halo game. By the time Reach came out, I was 21 years old. A lot of people were finishing college. Folks weren't coming around as often as they used to. A lot more people were going out. They started dating. They were working a little bit more. And this is when Bungie really started changing things around. They started experimenting with new things. They added these different abilities that were outside of what I guess people were used to in the Halo universe. I personally really liked Halo Reach. I thought the gameplay was really smooth. I appreciated that they were trying new things. Halo Reach had a sprint ability. It had this like armor locking ability that a lot of people didn't like. It had this jetpack ability that personally I liked because it reminded me of a shooter I loved as a kid called Tribes. I know there's people who loved it. I know there's people who felt like it was messing with the Halo formula a little too much. But coincidentally, I felt like Halo Reach was perfectly timed with like the changes going on in our lives at the time. Like me and my group of friends, we didn't just want to keep doing the same things over and over. We weren't always cooped up playing Halo 3 for hours and hours like we used to. So it's kind of Halo's way of trying to change things up, trying to stay fresh, to try to appeal to the same Halo fans who are now getting older. Bungie, the studio that made the game, moved on. They parted ways with Microsoft. Halo 4 came out when I was 23. I was already not in college anymore. I was in my first office job. And honestly, I don't remember much about the game. No one I knew was playing it anymore. It wasn't the same company making it. It just didn't feel the same. We had Halo 5, which I played on my brother's Xbox One. I liked the multiplayer on Halo 5. I thought it was fun, but campaign-wise, similar to Halo 4, can't tell you a thing about it. Just don't remember it. And then Halo Infinite came out, and I didn't have a modern Xbox, so I couldn't even play that. The magic just felt like it left. You know, this game had a natural life cycle. It had a birth. It had a peak, and then it had a gradual decline. It was just the cycle of life for every game, every person, every company. But it doesn't mean it still wasn't sad. It felt like watching this game I grew up on just like slowly fade away. Watch younger players care about new games, as they should. You know, every generation's got their games. But it felt like, yeah, that chapter was done. I understand a lot of the criticism about Halo, and I think it's not unique to Halo. It applies to all of games and movies and music, which is, how do you iterate on something that's good? All the criticisms and suggestions, I think, have a point. You know, everybody wants to own their games. They want to have physical games, not just digital downloads. They want to have multiplayer that's well maintained and balanced. But in terms of like the mechanics of these games, I feel like not even the companies themselves know what people want. Every new feature and addition we make makes someone in the fan base say that that's not true Halo. I don't like that. That throws off the game. But then if companies just re-release the same old games as remasters, people say, well, it's just kind of the same thing with a new price tag. They didn't really do anything different. And all I can do is kind of go back and just appreciate these games for what they were and how ultimately new games come around and they just captivate an audience in a different way. Part of me does think like I just got to move on from Halo, but as I've been playing through these games and then later seeing Microsoft announce Campaign Evolved, I'm like, well, why do I have to move on? What if Halo is just kind of like a lifestyle? Like, it's obviously not the main thing I play. I'm into a lot of classic older games, but like, what's wrong with trying to do Halo justice with a new engine, a new approach, for a new audience? You know, if that keeps Halo alive spiritually for us, like Halo fans from back in the day, why not? Because no matter what, people will complain when new games get rebooted, relaunched, but end of the day, I'm getting more Halo. So I actually do want to try the new Campaign Evolved because it does seem like they're trying to make it social. For the first time ever, they're introducing 4-player co-op. The original one only had 2. So the idea that in theory you could jump in with 3 other buddies and beat the game all together on any platform for the first time ever, that's kind of crazy. It feels like they are trying to pay respect to the franchise, which is, it was this deeply social game and it was also this solo game that we could just get immersed in by ourselves late at night. I love that as a dude in my mid-30s, I could meet any other dude my age, and as long as they played Halo back in the day, we immediately have something in common. Like, doesn't matter if someone has a wife and kids, a job, if you pull this out in front of them and an Xbox controller, their eyes are gonna light up like they're 13 years old all over again. And I think that is the best part of Halo. It's a thing that connects so many people when it's otherwise hard to connect with people. So if Microsoft wants to relaunch it, I'll give it a chance. I'm open to it. I'm excited for it. And maybe it could even get a whole new generation of kids into Halo. And even if it doesn't, there's something about just booting up the original Halo, having a friend come over, doing split screen, having a pistol duel at Blood Gulch, and just being grateful for all the good times.